Hare Krishna. So we will continue to read about Radhadamodar temple letters by Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada considers Radhadamodar temple built by Srila Jiva Goswami as his heart and soul. Let's read this letter. Letter to Nripen Babu, March 18, 1967, San Francisco, Nripen Babu. My dear Nripen Babu, please accept my humble dandavats and blessings of Sri Sri Radhadamodar Thakur Deva. I am in due receipt of your kind letter of March 11, 1967 and have noted the contents very carefully. I am very sorry to learn that things in the temple Srila Jiva Goswami has things in the temple of Srila Jiva Goswami has deteriorated so much. Please therefore immediately go to Vrindavan and make things alright. Stay in the temple for some time as co-servant and do things as already planned by you. I am very much surprised to note that indulgence in liquor within the temple is going on. Of course, I had personal experience that indulgence in ganja was freely going on and now it has deteriorated to the utmost degree. Please do the needful immediately, otherwise things will deteriorate to many more things. I think Governor Vishwanath Das is already aware of the condition of the temple. Many people at Vrindavan have complained against the ghost sign of Radhadamodar temple and consequently the governor withdrew his promise to pay yearly rupees 500 for Krishna Kirtana in the temple on Janmashtami day. He publicly promised this in the temple while meeting was going on Janmashtami day organized by me. Unfortunately, a demonstration was made by one woman who made a great show by crying that Panchu has cheated her by rupees 800. This show of the woman and subsequent adverse letters by other envious persons marred the whole project. Since then, I could understand that no improvement in the Radhadamodar temple can be made under such condition. The cheating of Panchu by 800 rupees was subsequently confirmed before me by one woman, disciple of Gaurachandra Gosai. I remained silent, and this is the first time I am disclosing the fact before you. Anyway, please try to save temple of Jiva Goswami because in very near future many people in all parts of the world will come to see the temple and samadhi of Jiva Goswami and Rupa Goswami. If you get court permission to sell the land, there will be no objection for purchasing. So far I know that your maternal uncle and cousin brother are also in the temple. Sundar Lalla's son, the Wakil at Mathura, told me like that when negotiation was going on for lease. But I think if court sanction is obtained, it will be quite alright. As far as possible, do not get into litigation with your cousin Gaurachandra, but try to settle things by your presence. Your presence in the temple is essential to establish your claim. In your absence, somebody has your representative must remain there. It is essential, and you can publish in the paper that no transaction will be valid without your signature as co-partner. You have sought my advice and beg to submit humbly that you must stay in the temple for some time till things are not out of order. If you feel inconvenient to stay with Gaurachandra Gosai, you can stay in my rooms, but I think you should remain in the room set aside for your staying. You must keep your claim intact as you are going to restore order in the temple. I am always with you because Srila Jiva Goswami's temple is my heart and soul. So Srila Prabhupada mentions here, Srila Jiva Goswami's temple is my heart and soul. So how important this temple? I think with your cooperation I shall be able to render some genuine service to the Goswamis who are staying in the temple. I shall be glad to hear from you now and then, especially when you reach Vrindavan during the holy festivals. My American students are all glad to have your good blessings for them. If Radhadamodar desires, many Americans will go to see the holy place of Jiva Goswami in the very near future. I am just trying to. So, Srila Prabhupada considers Radhadamodar temple as his life, heart and soul. See? Jiva Goswami's temple is my heart and soul, Srila Prabhupada mentions. So last time when I was in Vrindavan, you know how much attractive and pure Sankirtana was performed by my disciples. To arrange for 50 months prasadam nowadays means daily expenditure not less than rupees 1000 daily or 3000 per month. I do not wish to disturb the position of the Sevaites of Radhadamodar temple, but simply if I am given the facility to live there with my disciples, it will be my pleasure to serve their lordships Sri Sri Radhadamodar to my best capacity. Now it is up to you all Sevaites to decide on this fact. Yours sincerely, S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So this letter was sent to Drupendra Natha Banerjee, Nathuram Goswami. So India was plundered by Western countries. India's resources was plundered. So naturally, all the temples are not cared. When the government is not giving importance to the temples, the government is not giving importance to the religiosity. And naturally, people will also not give importance. Like the Kali Yuga, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. In that, people are not interested in Dharma or not interested in Moksha also. They are interested in only Artha. They want economic improvement, economic development, and sense gratification. The people are not interested in religiosity. They have to perform their duty. There is Varnashrama system, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So everybody has to perform their duty, Brahmanical duty. If they perform their duty, they will improve economically also. They will have sense gratification also. At the end, they will get liberation also. But Kali Yuga, people are not giving importance to religiosity. They just want economic development and sense gratification, and they are not giving importance to liberation from the repeated cycle of birth and death. So because of which they were repeatedly taking birth and dying. So Srila Prabhupada mentions the Jiva Goswami temple built by Jiva Goswami, Sri Radhadamodar temple, as his heart and soul. So how much important these temples are, make us devotees. These temples are historical temples. We have to preserve these historical temples. It's our duty to preserve these historical temples because we are Krishna devotees. We are following Krishna consciousness. So it's our duty to preserve these historical temples built by our acharyas, our previous acharyas. If we want to preserve our culture, our tradition, our philosophy, knowledge, our dharma. So there is a threat to our Sanatana dharma. Recently we are seeing the news how the people, the rulers of the Tamil Nadu state government, they are telling they will eradicate Sanatana dharma. Just like they are comparing the Sanatana dharma to dengue, malaria, chikungunya. So they want to eradicate. So is it Sanatana dharma is comparable to small insects? Is it so insignificant? Sanatana dharma has been followed since millions of years. These foolish people will come and go, but Sanatana dharma will live eternally. For Sanatana dharma means there is no beginning, there is no end. These foolish people there is an end for them, there is a beginning for them. So Sanatana dharma, it has no beginning and no end. Eternal. That is, nature of soul is Sachidananda. The demoniac forces always wants to disturb the divine forces. Sanatana dharma means it's a divine. Demoniac forces means they will cause disturbances for Sanatana dharma. So there is always a disturbance for following eternal religion, Vaishnava dharma or Krishna consciousness. So there is always so many acharyas. This Jiva Goswami is our one of these important 6 Goswamis. So we have another letter to Tejas Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada disciple, Gurudasa Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada disciple. So dated August 16, 1972, location Los Angeles, letter to Tejas, Gurudas, Vrindavan. Dear Tejas and Gurudas, please accept my blessings. I have received your joint letter dated 6th August from Vrindavan, and I am very glad to hear that everything is going very nicely there. Regarding the questions by Tejas, unless there are local men in Delhi who are interested and who will do the work, then it is all right to attempt to expand there by renting building, etc. But on our own attempt, that is not good. And this also applies to the Pandal program. It will be expensive, so local persons must come forward to cooperate. Last time Dhalmia and others were there and they gave us all assistance. Therefore the program was very successful. So if such men are willing to come forward again to help us and organize everything, then we should try for it. Otherwise, it is too much endeavor. My plan is to come to Vrindavan sometimes near the 12th or 15th of October for the Kartik Vrata, and I want to sit down there in the Sri Radhadamodar temple until sometime near the end of November. I will lecture daily in the courtyard on the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, especially for the benefit of the devotees, so you can make arrangements in that way. You see how important this temple. The people all over the world come to Radhadamodar temple for performing Dhamodara Vrata or Kartik Vrata. So the devotees come throughout the world during this period. They will come to Vrindavan during this period, especially Dhamodara Vrata or Kartik Vrata. They perform Kartik Vrata or Damodar Vrata during Kartik month. So very, very important. Radhadamodar temple is very, very important temple. So Srila Prabhupada, he always wanted to stay in Vrindavan, especially at the Damodar temple, and give some lectures. Especially he wanted to, this letter, Srila Prabhupada is want to come to Vrindavan, especially during Kartik Vrata, and he want to sit down there, and he near the end of November, he want to lecture in the courtyard on the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, nectar of devotion. So Srila Prabhupada wanted to give lecture in the premises of Radhadamodar temple. So these are very important places. Radhadamodar temple, very, very historical place.